There's Varchie conflict.
That'll
make him go crazy. Oh, and a possible new love interest for Veronica.
There you go.
I said it.
That was your first look at Season 3 of Riverdale, and all I have to say is run, Juniper and Dagwood, run. What's up, you lovely people? Lisa here, and we still have a little bit of time waiting for Season 3 of Riverdale. But thanks to Comic-Con from this past weekend, we have a good idea of what we can expect when the show returns. Now keep in mind, the show is only in the middle of filming its second episode, so the cast has only read 2 episodes, so they don't actually know a lot about what's going to be happening this season, but thankfully the writers and producers do, and they spilled quite a bit of things. So let's go ahead and break down all the Riverdale Season 3 things you need to know from Comic-Con 2018. First up, we're going to be picking up Season 3 with a time jump. Yeah, we're going to pick up 3 months after the events of the Season 2 finale when Archie was arrested, and the kids are now gearing up for junior year, and they'll actually be dealing with actual school things like the SATs and college stuff. Now, there was a bit of new footage shown at Comic-Con, and it seems like Archie is not in jail and determined to enjoy the last bit of summer.
After the worst summer ever, I want us to have a great, normal Labor Day weekend.
Well, I'm guessing that the person who helps ruin his summer is a new character played by Penelope Ann Miller, who I've actually been a fan of since I saw her in Adventures in Babysitting and Kindergarten Cop when I was a kid. So, the first episode of Season 3 picks up with Archie on trial for this murder of Cassidy, who we know was the kid who was killed by Andre by the lake house. But poor Andre is dead too, so things probably aren't looking good for Archie's defense. Now, Penelope will be playing the district attorney Miss Wright, who is determined to prove that Archie is guilty by showing moments from Archie's young life that portray him as a dangerous and violent sociopath. Now, when the pictures of Penelope on set surfaced, some immediately thought she was playing Gladys Jones, Jughead's mom. Those rumors started popping up, but she has blonde hair and it just seems pretty unlikely. But it was revealed at the panel by Roberto Aguirre Acosta, the show's creator and producer, that Gladys and Jellybean Jones will in fact come to Riverdale in Season 3, and you'll have to wait until episode 8 or 9 for that. But no casting has been announced yet, so those of you who are like me that have been hoping that Neve Campbell would get the role since Skeet was cast, I mean, we still have hope, right? Neve Campbell is back in the limelight again. I mean, she just kicked some ass in Skyscraper with a rock, so I'm still holding out hope that Riverdale could be her next project. But with Gladys and Jellybean coming to town, that could mean trouble for FP and Alice, who definitely seem to have rekindled this relationship and their whole ship name, which is hilariously Falice. Yeah, sounds wrong, doesn't it? But also still quite funny.
There's a lot of history between Alice and FP, so a lot to explore.
Well, it seems like whatever their flirtation or romance is going to continue in Season 3, and Roberto said that things might get super awkward in Episode 3 when Bughead finds out the status of FP's relationship and how close they might just be. Yeah, I know that's one of the main questions I always see on my recaps is, like, hey, if FP and Alice get together, isn't that gross for Betty and Jughead means they can't be together? Well, first off, Betty and Jughead are not blood related, so if their parents, FP and Alice, for some reason ended up getting married, they would just be step siblings, which is not illegal for them to date. It's just more awkward. But you know what? The kids were dating first, so shouldn't they have dibs on the whole relationship thing? Well, actually, I guess they weren't dating first, since FP and Alice dated a long time ago, but first in the sense of what we're seeing on this show. Alright, what else can we expect? Well, the cast and producers also revealed that the season will get back to focusing more on the friendships, and that when the season starts off, Bughead are going strong.
It's looking like it's going to be pretty good for Bughead this season so far. Pretty constant, pretty nice.
We're 2 episodes in, so we don't know how things are going to pan out.
Betty
Betty and Jughead are kind of back to being the investigative sleuths that they were in Season 1.
And it's actually Varchie who is going to be having some romantic troubles here. But over the summer, Betty has taken up an internship. I think she said in an interview with maybe Entertainment Tonight or somebody, Lily said that this internship is with Mary Andrews and Sierra McCoy. So it seems like Betty's getting more into like the lawyery type things and maybe helping with Archie's case. As for Kevin, he's gonna get a big storyline this season. They're keeping a little bit hush-hush on what that is, but he will also be in a relationship with Moose.
I think it's halfway right now. He's trying to figure it out, so we're trying to push him in the right direction. But we definitely are a thing, and we'll kind of watch him and I figure that out. It's going to be fun.
We also have Kevin and Josie's parents dating, and Roberto and the two hinted that they will be moving in together, possibly also singing some duets over at the Speakeasy. So get ready for some more Kevin and Josie. Now, sometimes there's news that's revealed at Comic-Con that even surprises the cast, and Kelly Ripa, who moderated the panel, which was nice because she's married to Mark Consuelos, who plays Hiram, so she's now a super fan of the show, but Roberto and Kelly kind of revealed something that's a plot line that hasn't been discussed with some of the actors yet. Yeah, they hinted that there will be some kind of rivalry between Tony and Josie this season. And yeah, Ashley and Vanessa were kind of caught off guard by this, as obviously they're only on episode 2, and this happens a little bit later in the season, so they had no idea it was coming. Now, we're not quite sure what the rivalry stems from. Like, some are thinking it has to do with Cheryl, because, you know, Cheryl had a crush on Josie and drew those pictures of Josie, but, like, Tony knows about that, and Josie never reciprocated those feelings, so I don't feel like that's what the rivalry would be over. Like, maybe it's over singing or something else. Maybe it's over the Pussycats or something. I don't know. That'll be interesting to see play out. Now, I think the only series regular who wasn't at the panel was Charles Melton, who plays Reggie, because he's busy filming the movie The Sun Is Also a Star.
I think there will be an unlikely romance for Reggie.
Unlikely romance?
Starting in episode 3. I can tell you that he starts working at Veronica's Speakeasy.
So who could this romance be with? We have Betty, Veronica, Cheryl, and Tony kind of all spoken for, as well as Kevin and Moose. Josie would be an option, but that's not unexpected since they've already gone on dates and flirted. So who could it be? Well, like I said before, it's been mentioned that there's a little strain between Archie and Veronica's relationship, and listening to what Cammie said in this interview playing Truth or Dare with E, it seems like Veronica could be the one.
Oh, and a possible new love interest for Veronica. I said it.
Now, the other news scene that the teaser trailer for season 3 gave us was a glimpse at the mysterious farm that's been hinted at since season 1. And we kind of got another glimpse at it as Polly's darkness was coming out, and she said she wanted to introduce Alice to the leader. It's like, run, babies, run. Yeah, Roberto said that the storyline was sort of inspired from various stories that have become popular right now, including that documentary Wild Wild Country and the whole cult thing with Smallville actress Allison Mack. So we'll definitely get to see this farm come into play, and we're going to be meeting some new characters. Now, there's no actor that's been cast yet, but they have said that Edgar Evernever, who will be the cult leader of the farm, will come into play. It's also been reported a little bit earlier that we'll also get Edgar's daughter, Evelyn Evernever, who will be maybe a friend or more likely possibly a foe for Betty. But seeing this whole farm thing kind of makes it feel like there's a supernatural element, right? And it seems like something like that may happen, according to, you know, some of the actors during their Truth or Dare game with E.
Let's say there quite possibly might be an epidemic happening.
All the fans out there that like sort of the mysterious, supernatural way that the Archie comics went, we may be touching on that element this season.
Now, immediately when you hear supernatural, you think, oh, is this a way for them to cross over with Sabrina? I don't think there's ever going to be a real crossover, considering the timelines of how the shows work when one's on Netflix and puts out all the episodes at once, and this one on the CW puts them out week by week, and there's always breaks. But it doesn't mean that a character can't just pop in for a cameo, right? So, I don't know, maybe Sabrina can pop in for a cameo or something. Alright, what else? We have Veronica, who's busy working on her speakeasy and becoming an entrepreneur. And you know, she's gonna need some money since Daddy Hiram cut her off. Now, Camila Mendez said that she's actually excited for people to see this different side of Veronica and that she's not just this spoiled rich girl. Meanwhile, Hermione is the new mayor and she's trying to take back her power, especially in her marriage, and she's also trying to help heal her relationship with Veronica. As far as Fred goes, Luke Perry hinted that he will be teaming up more with the hot dads of Riverdale, Tom Keller and FP, for something. Not quite sure what, but I'm gonna guess that it's bringing this cool Riverdale vision and plan that Fred had to life, and maybe taking down Hiram and his bad guy, you know, squad over there with the Ghoulies and the Blossoms and the Penny Peabodys and such. Okay, also, we got Roberto saying on the panel that there will definitely be another musical episode, which is kind of interesting. I feel like the Carrie musical episode got mixed reviews, but I thought it was fun and I kind of enjoyed it. But I don't know how I feel about a musical episode becoming an annual thing. It's kind of gimmicky, but we'll just have to wait and see. Something I also mentioned in some of my previous recaps since I think season 1 was how I wanted a flashback episode to see the parents as teenagers. I feel like their story is just as dramatic as their children's stories that we're seeing on screen now. And guess what? We're actually going to get that. At the panel, creator Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa said they are planning a flashback episode, which will actually have the kids playing their parents back in the high school days, which I think is actually kind of cool. KJ will probably get to rock more of his natural hair color if he's going to be Fred, but I'm curious exactly how some of it will work. They're gonna have to bring in some, new actors to play some of these roles because you can't really have KJ playing both Fred and Mary and Lily playing both Hal and Alice, right? That'd be kind of weird, but also kind of funny at the same time. Part of me actually wants that. But no, I'm curious to see how exactly the flashback episode will work. But it's something that I wanted to see for a while, so hopefully they do it right. When it comes to Shoni, it seems like things are actually pretty well between them, except for maybe this whole rivalry thing between Tony and Josie that we don't know about yet. But Cheryl's emancipated from her mom, and Madeline told Entertainment Tonight, though, that while Cheryl is kind of living her best life now, she's out and proud and doing whatever, that she may make some power plays that she maybe shouldn't. Not quite sure what that means. As far as everything else goes, seems like the norm. Hiram's still, working with his group to rule the South Side, while Jughead and FP and the Serpents are trying to keep peace. And overall, though, it seems like this farm is going to be one of the big mysteries. And we'll be getting some new characters, but no word yet on if other past characters will pop back up. Like Chick, what's he doing? You know what I'm saying? I don't actually think he's dead. No one's ever dead in Riverdale, right? Who knows? Jason could pop back up. Maybe Polly and Alice and the farm somehow conjure up Jason's ghost. Who knows? But I think for the most part, that covers all the new details that were released for Riverdale Season 3 at Comic-Con, including the little teaser trailer. Now, in my opinion, I really liked Season 1 of Riverdale. Season 2 was like an up and down love-hate relationship for me. There were a few times it definitely seemed like it was sort of jumping the shark. But all this talk about Season 3 feels like it's getting back to being a little bit more grounded, so I am excited to see just where Season 3 goes. But now it is your time to hit up the comments down below. What do you think about these new little details about Season 3? Who do you think should play some of these new characters that we don't know the actors for yet? Who would you want to see as Gladys and Jellybean, Edgar and Evelyn? Do you think Archie will end up going to jail? I kind of hope not. That'd be weird, right? Unless they do like a Jailhouse Rock type musical episode. Yeah, no. Who do you think is going to be Reggie's love interest? Will that be Veronica? Will someone end up taking Hiram down? There's just so many things to think about. We have another 22 episodes, so pretty much anything can happen in Riverdale. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and theories about Season 3. And after that, be sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. I'm talking about Riverdale all the time, or at least when news drops, and then when the season comes out, I always have a recap, and it's fun to hang out and talk theories with you guys. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Check out more of my videos right over here, and yeah, come back and hang out with me pretty soon. But until then, keep shining on and being you.